Welcome
Welcome
to ESL
to yearsupport.com.
Pod.com, A Day in the Life of Jeff,
A day in the life of Jeff.
Part 8,
Part 8.
Making Dinner,
Making dinner,
Eating Dinner,
eating dinner,
and Washing Up.
and washing up.
I'm your host,
I'm your host,
Dr. Jeff McQuillan.
Dr. Chad Whelan,
From the Center for Educational Development
from the Center for Educational
in
Development
beautiful Los Angeles,
in beautiful Los Angeles,
California.
California.
In Part 7
In Part 7
of this series,
of this series,
we drove home
we drove home
and we ran
and we ran
some errands.
some errands.
In this part,
In this part,
I'm going to make dinner.
I'm going to make dinner.
Which should be very interesting
Which should be very interesting
since I am a
since I am
terrible cook.
a terrible cook.
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
When I get home,
When I get home,
I start on dinner
I start on dinner
right away.
right away.
I clean off the
I clean up
kitchen
the kitchen
counter
counter
after putting away
after putting away
the groceries
the groceries
and decide
and decide
to make pasta.
to make pasta.
I preheat
I preheat
the oven
the oven
to 375
to 375
to bake the
to bake
bread
the bread
and to keep
and to
the
keep
chicken hot
the kitchen hot
until my wife
until my wife
gets home.
gets home.
I put some water
I put some water
in a pan
in a pan
and turn the burner
and turn the burner
on high.
on high.
When the water
When the water
starts boiling,
starts boiling,
I put in the pot
I put in the hot
pasta and decide
and
to
decide
make a salad.
to make a salad.
Just then,
Just then,
my wife opens
my wife opens
the back
the back
door and yells,
door and yells,
"I'm home."
"I'm home."
She comes into the kitchen
She comes into the kitchen
and helps with chopping
and helps with chopping
the tomatoes
the tomatoes
to add
to add
the sauce.
to the shop.
She stirs the
She stirs
sauce
the shop
until it's done
until it's done
while I finish
while I finish
tossing the salad.
tossing a salad.
I get out the placemats
I get out the plate mats
and napkins
and napkins
to set the table.
to set the table.
I also make sure
I also make sure
that there is
that there is
a spoon,
a spoon,
knife,
knife,
fork,
fork,
and plate
and plate
for each of us.
for each of us.
About 15 minutes
About 15
later,
minutes later,
we sit down
we sit down
at the table
at the
in
table
the dining room
in the dining room
and talk about
and talk about
our long day.
our long day.
My wife says
My wife says
she'll do the
she'll do
dishes
dishes.
since I cooked.
I cook.
But of course,
Put of course,
I help out
I help out
by drying
drying
them.
them.
First,
First,
I put some of the
I put some
leftovers
the I put some of the leftovers
in a Tupperware
in a Tupperware
container
container
and some in plastic wrap,
and some in plastic wrap
and the rest
and the rest
in aluminum
in aluminum
foil.
foil.
Then I dry the
Then I dry
pans,
up the pans,
plates,
plates,
glasses,
brushes,
and silverware.
and silverware.
In this episode,
In this episode,
we are making dinner
we are making dinner
at the beginning.
at the beginning.
When I get home,
When I get home,
I start on
I start on
dinner
dinner
right
right away.
away. Once again, we
Once again,
have one of those
we have one of those
two-word
two-word
verbs
verbs
in English.
in English.
I start on dinner.
I start on dinner.
That means
That means
I begin
I begin
to prepare
to prepare
dinner.
dinners.
So I start
So I start
on dinner
On
right
it.
away.
on dinner right away.
I clean off
I clear
the
up
kitchen
the kitchen
counter
counter
after putting
away
away the groceries.
the grocery.
The kitchen counter,
The kitchen counter,
C-O-U-N-T-E-R,
COUNTER
is the place in
is the
your
place
kitchen
in your kitchen
where you have a long,
where you have a long,
flat
flat
top
tub
or board
or board
where you can prepare
where you can prepare
food
food
and you can put things
put things
on.
on.
It's like a table
It's like a table almost.
But usually in a kitchen,
But usually in a kitchen,
you have cabinets
you have cabinets
or cupboards
or cupboards
where you store things.
where you store things,
And on top,
and on top,
you have a counter.
and on top you have a counter.
A counter is
The counter is
a
general
word that refers
word that refers
to the top of something,
to the top of something,
usually somewhere where you store things.
401